You want to know the saddest thing about this whole situation with FIFA and career mode and pro clubs is the fact it's genuinely not even that surprising. It's incredibly disappointing, and you can't help but feel like you've been fucked. But it's not surprising, is it? Now, career mode fans and pro clubs fans have, in my opinion, been incredibly lenient and incredibly fair to EA Sports over the last 5 or 6 years. Probably too much. Let's be honest. We've had absolute shit content given to us year on year for a while now. Yet we've always seemingly given them this sort of trust that, okay, next year they're going to give us something that we need. Not everything, we're not that unrealistic, but they're going to give us a few new features and they're going to build on them year on year. That's never happened, and I genuinely think now that FIFA 19 might have taken it a step too far. Now, what I'm talking about, as I'm sure you know, is of course in relation to the fact it's at this moment in time the FIFA 19 beta is about to start, the closed beta. Didn't get a code, which is lovely, thanks EA. Love you too. I've played this game for like hours, but I'm sure those casuals that have managed to get a code will be very helpful to you. I'm not butthurt. I'm generally not, actually. I was quite looking forward to the idea of having the beta, but that was until the leaks came out last night. Now, the beta is not actually due to start till Friday, which will be the day I upload this. But it was alive for a period of time last night, as I'm aware. What I'm aware of anyway, like I said, I don't have it. And people managed to get on. And what was seen was just awful, frankly, from EA's part. There were leaks of the menus for Pro Clubs and Career Mode, and on both modes, absolutely jack shit has changed. Career Mode, the only thing that's noticeable is the presence of a Champions League in the news section, and on Pro Clubs there was literally nothing, not that I could see anyway. Now, I've seen some people suggest that this will only be because it's a beta, it's the closed beta, they're not going to want to spring this new stuff on you because it might get leaked. Every beta in the previous years, or at least the one that I've been in, which was last year, the new features were there. They weren't scared of that, and they had them there present. 2, what's the point of a closed beta if the new features aren't in? You can't test the new features, you can't see how they are, they can't get feedback from it. It's pointless running a closed beta if you're going to keep the new crap out. It would be stupid. So what we're getting, what people that are in the beta at least are going to see, that's what we're getting for FIFA 19. Obviously there'll be changes to glitches and maybe the gameplay a little bit depending on the feedback they get. But in terms of the features and what we get, that is what's going to be in the main game. And it's really shit. It is so shockingly shit that you can't really believe it. As for me, I've been playing FIFA. My first FIFA was FIFA 04. Ever since then, I've got it every year. And there'll be people out there that have played it for much longer than me and have brought it for more years in succession than me. They'll be thinking the same thing as me now, that in the terms of, do I really want to buy this game again? Do I really want to get fleeced again? Because there's a good chance EA won't learn until people stop buying it. The best example I could think of is Call of Duty when they were going through the whole jetpack phase. You got Advanced Warfare coming out and people were like, okay, we'll try it, something new. Black Ops 3 came out and people were like, alright, we'll give it this 1 year, but next year we got to go back to what we know. Infinite Warfare came out at a time where people were just so angry about the setting that people dislike bombed the shit out of it. People didn't buy it as much, the sales went down, and that made Activision go, oh fuck, and Activision is similar to EA, they love a little bit of dosh. So that's the only real way that EA could possibly ever learn. However, my thing is, I generally don't think people stop buying the game will actually have an effect on EA, because the main market for them is the children that use their parents' credit cards and buy a load of FIFA points on Ultimate Team. They'll still have them. There will still be a lot of people that buy the game, even if most people that play Career Mode and Pro Clubs didn't buy the game in protest. There'll still be enough people there buying the game. Yes, sales will be down, but the microtransactions will come in clutch for EA. They get a lot of money from it. And it goes back to this point of view that Career Mode and Pro Clubs will never be touched as long as they're not got microtransactions tied to them, and sadly that appears to be true. To me, that is an awful mindset to go by. That's just a bullshit excuse for EA. Because in my opinion, the people buying the game, no matter what they're using it for, they're buying the game. They're paying 50 odd quid nowadays for a game. If they're not playing Ultimate Team and they're not buying microtransactions, that's up to them. EA shouldn't have any discrimination against the people that don't want to buy extra points and things like that and pay more money every week or every month. They should be like, okay, they bought the game, they bought it for what they want, and we're gonna deliver. It's like the argument that people that like career mode and pro clubs should essentially be left to rust is the same argument as, say, a football club. I used this in my video I talked about the journey. If you haven't checked that out, description, nice little plug there. But I use this example in that video that if you've got two fans of a football club, so imagine you've got one fan, season ticket holder, and every week he also gets a burger and a drink in the ground, so he's basically giving them an extra £6 a week or something like that, as well as the season ticket price, obviously. And then you've got supporter B, who's a season ticket holder. He's paid Premier League clubs, Arsenal for example, up to £1,000. He's paid his money for a season ticket, but he doesn't choose to buy food or drink in the ground, so they get no extra income from him. Using that model of, the modes with microtransactions should be more important. It's like a football club saying to supporter B, who doesn't buy food in the ground and drink or extra things, you get what I mean. This is suggesting that they're not as important because they're not spending that little bit extra. And obviously, if football clubs actually did that, there'd be uproar. There would be. Obviously, it's different for a video game, but that's the best thing I could think of. It's like you have two customers that go to a shop and one buys more food a week than the other. One's not more important than the other. They're using the shop for what their own needs, and they're spending what they need to spend or what they can spend. It's not like they're more important or less important. So I don't subscribe to the view that Ultimate Team gets all the attention because there's money involved in it or more money involved in it. I'll try and keep this next point brief because essentially it was the video that I made a couple of days ago. Like I said earlier, cheap plug 2 for the same fucking video, Jesus. My journey video, I talked about why I sort of dislike the journey and the fact it's taking away from career mode and pro clubs, and that appears to be true yet again, doesn't it? It appears to be true yet again. But the obvious question is, why are they giving such a shit about a mode that no one cares about? It's not going to keep people interested for long. Why? And I think this is what pisses career mode and pro clubs people off the most. It certainly does for me, that they're focusing on that bollocks when there's two genuine modes that have so much potential that haven't been touched for years, and they're giving a shit about a mediocre story about some player that leaves a club like it's fucking weekly shopping. And what? The only reason, right, the journey they give priority to the journey is because it's a way to get money. Probably for FIFA 17, the Premier League was involved, all the Premier League clubs. FIFA 18, you got LA Galaxy, that would be like, we'll pay for some exposure. Oh yeah. And now Real Madrid have probably turned up to EA and gone, you want some dosh? You want some extra dosh? Exposure. It's all about exposure. And for EA, they've gone, alright, we can either make a mode, or we can spend our time where the players want, or we could get a little bit of extra cash and put that shit show of a mode in FIFA 19. I think we go with that. Yeah. It's just infuriating. It's just so infuriating, and I feel you guys. That sounds weird. I feel you guys, and that's not... My point was, we're all in the same boat. If anyone that's a career mode person or pro clubs person, we're all in the same boat. And yeah, it's just a shit show. Absolute shit show. I feel like at this time it's good to address that small minority that decide that they still deserve backing and they still deserve an argument to be had for them. And that's the people that say, well, they're a business, they've got to earn money somehow. Fuck off. Fuck off with yourself. No one's saying that they shouldn't earn money. They're a business, of course they have to make money. That's not the fucking point. They make money from selling the games. They don't sell the games for a cheaper price than it is for them to make them. They make a profit just by us buying them. Yes, they make more money from marketing. Technically, that makes it a priority. However, like I said again, with sort of, I use the football club analogy, every single person that's bought the game is a valuable customer. Every single person that shops in Tesco is a valuable customer to Tesco. Every football fan, as much as I hate to say it in this way, is a valuable customer, technically, of the football club. And just because people don't spend their money on microtransactions doesn't mean they don't deserve a good product. And like I say, every business has to make money, but there's ways of going about it, and there is no company on this planet that treat their customers with such contempt as EA do. And I do generally feel like it's getting to a point now where people are going to get pissed to the extent they don't even buy the game. Now, I understand this video is now over 10 minutes, so I'm going to try and wrap up as quickly as possible. The final sort of main comment I want to make is that Career Mode and Pro Clubs have so much potential. They have so much potential. And as far as I'm concerned, even now, they're still the two best modes on the game. I've never really rated Ultimate Team that much. Now, I know that's only an opinion, don't fucking shoot me. I can see why people like it, especially those that like to connect with the idea of having like trading cards again and having the ability to like open packs and things. I do get the appeal, it's just not for me. Career Mode and Pro Clubs has always been the shit for me. Career Mode for the long term, or the longer mode of the game, the single player mode that's most in depth and the most in real life essentially, as much as it's not the most realistic. And Pro Clubs for the friend element, for the online element. At this moment in time, FIFA's trying to get really big in esports, and I don't understand why Pro Clubs being improved can't go hand in hand with that. Surely Pro Clubs is the mode to be on Pro Clubs is the mode to be on esports. It has the most potential by far. What are they doing? Just because you can't fucking have microtransactions to it. Pro Clubs and Career Mode have so much potential, which makes it even more of a shame that they're so happy to bin them just because people pay more money on Ultimate Team. And it's a shit situation. And like I say, I can see people not buying FIFA 19. In terms of me, I'm very split. I know that a lot of people are pissed at the moment, and a lot of people are just going to say they're not going to buy FIFA 19, but a lot of people saying it have been people like YouTubers who only upload Career Mode onto their channel. What are they going to do? Are they just going to ditch it completely and hope for the best? I doubt it. However, there are people that are genuinely not going to buy the game, and I'm really, I'll be honest, I probably will still end up buying FIFA 19. I feel like I'm at the end of my tether, but I feel like luckily for them, I'm such a football fan, I'm such a fan of FIFA in the past, that they'll end up getting at least one more game out of me. But I do feel like after that point, if I get shafted if FIFA 20 is no improvement, I feel like I will be at the point where I'm done with them and I'm ready to walk. Now you could just say I'm just a puss fart who's happy to roll over, but I could still not buy it, but I'm pretty sure I will. I'm not going to lie to myself. But FIFA 20 is probably going to be a breaking point for me if they don't do anything. But yeah, that's my rant over. It was fun while it lasted. There's nothing better than moaning about the pricks that are EA. But yeah, be sure, if you're still here, well done, good for you. Leave a comment on leaving your thoughts on this whole situation, this whole fucking mess. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.